Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I've got a health update for you, and it's going to be a positive one because things are actually looking up for me for once, because I think we finally found what was making me sick. In case you haven't been following me on this journey, we're going to do a super fast catch up. I had extremely low testosterone, not regular low, but like rock bottom. There might be an underlying medical condition kind of low, which led me on a journey to discover that I was deficient in thiamine, or vitamin B1, which is an extremely important thing to your body. After resolving that, I still struggled with some joint pain, mild SIBO and gas. I had some low REM sleep issues. And then I did a tick-borne illness test and discovered that I was co-infected with Babesia and maybe even Bartonella, of all things. And you guys are going to say, this is crazy, this makes no sense, this is so improbable and rare. Pixar, it didn't happen. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put some censored pages of my lab results on the screen. Get out, my full name, phone number, doctor's phone number, that kind of stuff, because y'all don't need to harass them. But I did pop positive for Babesia on the fish test, Bartonella for antibodies, and I also had low thiamine at one point. So I naturally underwent treatment for Babesia via antibiotics. The doctor thinks that the Bartonella may have been a false positive, and so far it seems to have been successful. After drinking that gross, like bright yellow paint-like medicine for about 2 weeks, I started to feel results. Matter of fact, I started feeling results when I was taking the medicine. It only took a matter of days. And you could probably see this happening live on my Twitch page. The moment I started feeling better, I instantly started playing more games and a wider variety of games. And in case you're unfamiliar with what it is, because you should be, because it's a very unusual thing, a Babesia is a tick-borne illness. It is technically not a bacteria, but is instead a protozoan. It still infects your body in a similar way. And in the case of this particular infection, it lives inside your red blood cells, not in the bloodstream, not elsewhere in your body, but in your red blood cells, sapping nutrients. It does weird things to your mind. And it also has an affinity for joints. It seems to think the cartilage is delicious and like to hide in intercellular spaces. It's considered a very rare disease, and I only found this through a sheer stroke of luck, needle in a haystack kind of test. And it's unpleasant, to say the least. Hopefully now most of the parasites are dead, and let's talk about those improvements that I got through medication. Number one is greatly decreased joint pain. I still have some lingering pains and weaknesses that aren't normal, but it's way better than it was just a month or two ago. I also have much faster recovery time for everything. It used to be if I hurt my hands or my back or something, I'm just out for like weeks, maybe a month. Now it's closer to normal. I recover in about twice as much time as a normal person. No more of this being out for a month kind of nonsense. I have less temperature sensitivities and faster recovery from it. I don't overheat or freeze as easily, basically, and if I do, I still am a little temperature sensitive. Coming back inside, I actually recover instead of just staying cold for hours no matter what. A weird one is that my nightmares disappeared completely. All this epic dream stuff that was going on the channel, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that anymore, because I haven't had a nightmare since the 3rd day of taking medication. Day 3, I had one really weird last nightmare. Maybe I can make that a video. And then nothing for weeks and weeks, which is really unusual. I'm happy about it, though. I'm getting more REM sleep. It's still not quite enough, but it's a significant improvement. I don't have mood swings anymore, and I don't have any more stomach issues, meaning that I can finally eat normal food and spicy food again. So that's been a blessing, but treating the parasitic infection did not fix everything because there was a lot of mechanical damage that was done. So I did, again, re-break my back while going through all of this because my muscles were weak. That's pretty bad. I do have muscle atrophy and weakness in my hands, arms, and shoulders. When I went to go see the occupational therapist, she asked me, how long was I in a coma? And I thought, oh God, that can't be good. There's probably some residual nerve and tendon damage in my hands and in my feet from some combination of the Babesia and the beriberi that you get from lack of thiamine. That might take even longer to heal, and I know for a fact my immune system is weak. Things like getting the flu, the cold, RSV, COVID, that all just completely shreks me, so I have to be a little bit careful with that. However, these are issues that my physical therapist seems to believe are fixable. I'm back in PT for this. I'm working on my back, my hands, my arms, my shoulders, rebuilding muscles that were almost completely wasted. And my hands are stronger, thus more gaming. My back is very slowly easing up on me. I have a little bit more sitting and travel time now. I do sit during the day. You mostly see me in the bed rig these days or laying around on PKA or something, but I am up and about. I just have to make this time that I sit very precise, very tactical. I have to use it very wisely because sitting often causes pain, but I have more of that now. I can sit longer with less pain. So basically, I still have problems. You know, the back's still broke, the muscles are weak, the tendon's this, and the nerve that. But I feel hopeful because I feel my body is slowly returning to normal. It's every day it's kind of picking up, it's feeling a little better, it's processing things like it used to. And my hope is that I can land somewhere around 75 to 80% of normal by the time all of this physical therapy and medication and stuff is finally done. In the back half of the video, I wanted to talk about channel content. I'm still juggling quite a few different things here health-wise, and it's hard for me to produce content on a schedule when you have as limited ability as I do. I only have so much time that I can do things with hands and sit up in a day, so I have to plan these moments, again, very tactically in order to make content. I can make more content now than I used to. You've seen that on the channel, but I don't want to overexert myself and go backwards in recovery. So right now my main focus is finding the right balance between living my life healthily, which is limited, and making content. And my personal goal for 2024 is to do at least one video per week. There should be 52 videos next year. And maybe if I can get back on top of my situation, I want to go for maybe 2 to 3 videos per week if I can pick simpler topics that are easy to edit and maintain a good schedule. Otherwise, it'll probably be more complex topics once weekly. It's going to be a mix of gaming and personal philosophical topics, stuff like that, so the content's not going to change a lot. I do want to continue the series about media bias. Episode 1 didn't do as well as I'd hoped, but I'm going to keep working on that in the future, and I'm planning to use more stock footage from the company. I paid for like a stock footage plan because I wanted to do that for some of the conversational videos, and I'm not using it enough, so I'm going to work that in. At least the music, or maybe I'll just like anytime I say, okay, I'm being a boomer, I'll use stock footage of like old people using a tablet or something funny like that. So got to get a little more use out of that for it to be worth the money. Short form content is getting an overhaul due to changes in ad rates. I'm probably going to shift my focus away from Twitter and over to TikTok. And we're also tentatively planning more YouTube shorts here as well. One a week, and I've got a specific reason for that I can't talk about yet. And for the form of the content video, I think we might make them less spicy, less political, and we're going to stick to technology. I've had really good results just talking about new technology. Streaming is going to continue, as it has been for quite a long time over at Twitch. I know that's not my biggest platform or that everybody follows me there, but I do stream on Twitch almost every day. It probably won't ever take off and get huge because I only stream 30 minutes to an hour at a time, which is sort of the opposite of how that platform works. And I don't think I should be doing a lot of short streams on YouTube because if I stream all these weird games like Teamfight Tactics and Baldur's Gate and stuff like that, it'll probably ruin the algorithm and punish me even more than it already has for uploading non-COD stuff and taking long breaks. On the continuing topic of future channel content, you're likely to see a lot more of the bed streaming PC in the future. Obviously I can sit upright and I am mobile, but not often long enough for a stream, not all day. I am ultimately using the bed rig a lot, and the bed rig has kind of become its own beast that I have to contend with. It attracts a lot of attention, a lot of criticism on me for faking my problems or pretending to be disabled or whatever the flavor of the week of criticism is. And you know, if I'm on stream or making a video, there's tons and tons of questions about it, which is why I have the secondary camera angle set up to show the bed rig, because I can hit that button and a picture is worth 1,000 words. Video is literally 1,000 pictures. It explains everything really, really quickly. But the point is, you're probably going to see more of it because I'm more comfortable working there for longer periods of time. So if I want to do more than one video a week, several of them are probably going to be from the bed rig. So I'm constantly working to increase the quality there. And you may have noticed over the course of this fall that my work was very commercial, and that doesn't have to be a bad thing. And in my case, that was kind of a necessity. Because of my poor health, I've been very inconsistent with my posting on YouTube, both inconsistent in schedule, in quality, and inconsistent views. Sometimes they've been great, sometimes they've been pointlessly low. And if views are low, that means money is low, and I still have bills to pay. So what I'm going to do is offset that with sponsors. Now, thankfully, I've signed on for one really good long-term sponsorship for next year. So the plan moving forward is I have 2 sponsored videos per month, probably on the 2nd and 4th weeks of the month. And the rest of the month is relatively clear from that. I'm going to keep working with Gamer Advantage and, headsets and NetDuma and some little things. There might be some little things that come in here and there, but the main sponsor is going to get most of the focus. And since we're focusing on one thing and hopefully on a schedule, hopefully it feels more consistent and a little bit less slammed in your face. That's my personal goal. Finally, I'll give a quick update about Bumi. He is still surviving somehow. Bumi was supposed to die 9 months ago, but he's still here. He's still kicking. He's actually healthier than he was before. Very active. He grew a fresh new coat of hair this winter. He's had a fantastic time. We're feeding him well. He had lots of family over. Bumi played DMZ over the holiday break. He got my nieces and nephews to load him down and get completely perked out before deploying into the DMZ and fighting the undead hordes. So Bumi's very happy. He's getting a lot of love and a lot of attention. We're not making a lot of videos with him. He's old to the point where he doesn't need to be on tables. He doesn't need to be elevated a whole lot. He doesn't need to be working really hard, but he's having a great life. So yeah, that's kind of about it for the update. I don't have a lot else to talk about, but I think it's very positive this time around, or potentially positive. I think that I am on a good path. I'm getting improvements. They're slow. They're dirt slow, painfully slow improvements, but it is sort of steady improvements. My latest blood work was all clear. We're retesting for parasites early in the next year to make sure none came back, but everything else was in line. The physical therapist says I'm making good progress with the back and with the hands. So I'm hoping if I just stick with it, we can get over this awful hump and I can have some semblance of a normal life in the next year. All right, guys. That's all for this health update video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.